All right, hi everybody, it's me, Mountain 922. Episode 2, Trigun Stampede. The Running Man. I want to make an Arnold Schwarzenegger joke here, but no. All right, before I get into this is not going to be a rant, but I read this article supposedly stating why Orange removed Millie. Now, the article really specify their reasoning. But it did reference saying, listen, obviously, they didn't want it to be the same as the original Trigun. But my thing is this. If we're comparing this anime reboot, if you will, to another one, then I think we need to take a look at Fullmetal Alchemist. Because Fullmetal Alchemist, they didn't do any of that. They didn't remove characters. They didn't. But then again, we're talking about a completely different show and a completely different adaptation. Because for Fullmetal Alchemist and Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, it was them following the manga more closely, and there wasn't really a gap of time between the two series. But my thing is this. If you're going to remove a character who probably is in the manga, you better have a good reason for it. And that's just me. Okay, I'll listen, Orange. Listen, I don't want to go at you with pitchforks and torches, but the fact of the matter is you remove this character, and I don't understand why. If it's because Meryl is a reporter now, and she's no longer a insurance agent, I can kind of believe that, but no. You can't tell me with a straight face they couldn't have made Millie a reporter, along with Meryl. You know? But hey, that's just me. Alright, for this episode, this is pretty much sort of what happened in the original. With the Nebraska family showing up. The events differ, though. The way the events differ is Vash leaves. Because what happens is the Nebraska family show up and they kind of trying to run them over, and Vash gets Rosa and her son out of the way, and he basically leads them away until they go back and try to steal the plant, which results in them fighting. It's not as, I'm going to be very blunt, it's not as impressive as the original. So this rating is going to be a downgrade. I'm going to say this episode is probably going to, for me personally, 9 out of 10, 8 out of 10. I know it's a downgrade, but the thing is this. The original anime, Nebraska family, that was far more impressive than what was shown here. In that version, the son is huge. He's huge. He's like the size of King Kong or something. He's huge. What's the size of the son in this show? He's like 6 feet tall or something. I'm like, okay, Orange. That's fine, I guess. Listen, it all really boils down to one thing. What are they like in the manga? Because the thing is, that's what this show is supposed to be. An accurate representation of what happens in the manga. And if in the manga, he's not that tall, fine. But the Nebraska's son is not that tall. But more or less, they have a confrontation. It's not, like I said, I personally think it's not as impressive as the original, and I hate to bring this up. The animation is there, it looks really good. The fight is he eventually has to shoot his gun, Vash. Um, I find that this version of Vash has a lot more hesitation in fighting than the original, which I find very strange. You know, but overall, I thought the episode was good. It's just the fight itself. Of course, the conclusion basically results in, people telling Vash, you're helping these people, even though they were trying to kill you, because they basically were trying to get the bounty on him. And, because that's why it's called Running Man. The Running Man. And he basically says how, I helped them because, so on and so forth. He wants to help them, blah, blah, blah. It gets resolved. The son is saved of the Nebraska family, and they start having drinks. Vash leaves, and Roberto's there. Like Roberto, I have nothing against the guy. I have nothing against him. I really don't. I really don't. My problem here is this: this guy shouldn't be doing this. The person who confronts Vash and talks to him about his past, about what he is, and everything else in between is Wolfwood. Not this guy. I'm like, okay, he's questioning him, saying, oh, you're just going to leave and saying goodbye? Who are you running from? Da-da-da-da. Millions knives, okay. Then towards the end of the episode, we find out there are these tiny bots, lost technology, that go on top of the son of Nebraska. He leaves the bar, and an explosion happens. That's where we left the episode. Like I said, I thought the fight was okay, not as impressive as the original. And that's what we're going to be doing here. We're going to compare the original to this. And I know people are going to complain me saying that and everything in between, but the facts remain. If this is going to be word from word more following of the manga, that I need some clarifications. Number one, is Millie just a one-off character that was shown in the original and she's not in the manga? Eventually, I'm going to find this out. And if she is in the manga, shame on you, Orange. Shame on you. Now, as far as, like I said, I thought that it was okay, but it wasn't great. So, unfortunately, I'm going to give this an 8 out of 10. Hopefully, the further we go down the rabbit hole of Trigun, Stampede, we'll get some more, solid fight scenes here. I thought this fight scene was okay. It's so much more impressive in the original, and that's you guys listen. It's an uphill climb for Orange, in my opinion. The animation's great. I have nothing to talk bad about the animation. I love the animation. I thought it's very fluid. I thought it's very eye-catching, and it works. My problem is what you're doing with the story. That's my problem. Leaving out a character that was in the original. Having a fight scene that is completely different from the original. Now, I know it's his own show, and that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to differ. They're trying to move on from that. But let me tell you something. If you're supposed to be following the manga, why is it so different? Who knows? Maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong. I could be. I haven't really read the Trigun manga, so I can't really say. But regardless, I just found it to be a little lackluster, the fight. Plus, really the one who was fighting Vash was the father of the Nebraska family, not the son. But we also get like an eerie end credits, if there's such a thing. I believe it's Knives. He's at a piano. it. If there's one thing I will give this show, they're really making Knives to be more mysterious and evil than he did in the original. But like I said before, tell me you guys in the comment section below your thoughts on what they're doing here. Now I know a few people commented last video. One guy said, "Oh, the animation was a little irky to him," but he says, "I'll give it a shot." And but I'm just saying, I love the anime. Not liking what you're doing with removing a character. My thing is this: if the character in the original Millie was not in the manga, fine. But if she is, then I'm like, okay, you guys are trying to differ from the original. But as far as I know, you're supposed to be following the manga. And that's what you need to be doing. Just saying. This is Bonkai 922. Tell me you guys think in the comment section below about this episode. I personally think it was okay. Nothing really to write home about. The original fight with the Nebraska family, the son and the father, it was so much better in there. Have you ever seen the fight? So it's huge, he's got a fist, he shoots like 6 bullets, 7 bullets in the hand. It's a lot more entertaining. This one was like, okay. I'll see you guys later. Peace.